Hello. I got the tractor running in the background there with the snowblower, and we're gonna move some snow. So we have the chance to buy some cattle, and I actually thought we made a deal today. I went and looked at some Black Angus bred cows, and I'm hoping that we're gonna be able to buy them. The problem is the owners want them gone ASAP, and it's the early March, and we have 2-3 feet of snow on the ground here in northern Maine, so it's not a good time to take cattle. I've got the hay for them, I've got the area for them, but it's all covered in snow. So we're gonna move some snow, see if we can get this cleared out, and the deal is kind of, I guess, pending a couple of details that need to be worked out, but I'm gonna try to do my part here and move the snow, and the sooner I can get this moved. It's been abnormally warm here, so it usually doesn't get above freezing this time of year, but it's in the high 30s right now. So this when you get to bare ground, the snow, the sun hits it and snow wants to melt pretty good. But I gotta be able to get a cattle trailer, truck and trailer in here, and that's part of the deal too. It was supposed to be delivery included, but I may actually have to dig out my trailer and go get those cattle myself if this all doesn't work out. So actually potentially gonna have to clear all that snow, move that tractor, and then get to my trailer. I would have to hook on the gooseneck receiver on my truck, from my old truck to my new truck. Long story there. Gotta clear a spot in here that I can have enough space to get in and turn a truck and trailer around and back up to that red gate over there that's in on the edge of my corral. So I'm gonna be able to get the cows to there. And then I got the snow cleared to the hay bales up there pretty much. That should be pretty doable. But then I gotta clear a path here for my tractor so I can move with the tractor or skid steer, move hay bales out to that pasture, because that's where I would move the cattle. Yeah, so who knows, it's gonna be a process, but I'm just gonna go on the idea that if I can get this snow cleared out, then we get a better chance of being able to maybe make this deal happen and go pick up those cattle. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but we're gonna give it a shot. So this opportunity we have to possibly pick up some more cattle is dependent on us being able to take them now. The owners want them gone yesterday, and so I can't make a deal until they're not willing to hold them. So I can't make a deal until I'm ready to potentially take them. So we got 2.5 feet of snow on the ground. It's been warming up, so I've been trying to move it with the bucket of the tractor and with the snowblower, depending on where I'm at, and some it's all kind of slow. It's all kind of slow going with little equipment, but yeah, it's going okay. So this is, I got all this area cleared out so I can hopefully get my stock trailer turned around if I ever do get it out of the snow. And then I get the entrance to the corral. Gotta use a shovel and pop this gate open, and then try to get some snow cleared here in the corral so animals can offload and be able to get around here. And I gotta be able to put maybe a couple of hay bales in here to get them settled down before we let them out in the main pasture area. So check out this spot we opened up. This was a bunch of loader work with the tractor, and made myself a little road which I plan to use to haul hay bales over to the site where we're gonna put these cows if we do get them. It's kind of sloppy because it's so warm right now, but this is gonna freeze down overnight and get kind of solid. So I'm gonna have to haul bales to these cattle if I do take them. They're not trained to bale graze like we do with the rest of our herd, so I'm gonna have to get that kind of figured out for at least temporarily while we got them here. And then I started a trail up toward the corral for them to come down, but I didn't get very far because that's kind of, I kept getting stuck. This is the main trail to go through the pasture where we're gonna put them. So we're gonna take that gate and have that right here so they keep them in. Hey puppy, decided to join me. And then this is gonna be, if we get them, this is where we're gonna feed them for now, keep them. So I just kind of opened this up with a few different paths where I can go with the tractor and set hay bales, and then the cattle can kind of walk up and down. And I assume that eventually I got a nice long path there, I get a little path here, got one over there where they can get behind this building and get out of the wind to get a little bit of shelter. And I assume that if they come in here, there's gonna be potentially 20 head of bred cows, which would be pretty awesome, but be quite a little bit of work. But if we did get them, I think that number of animals would really pack a lot of this snow down, and it's gonna keep melting anyway. We'll be at spring eventually. We're gonna have an early spring this year from all indications. So I gotta get back to work and see if I can open up some more stuff. There's just snow's too deep and it's too steep here. So I'm not gonna be able to clear something out with the tractor. I think what I'm gonna do is just walk back and forth and pack down a little walking path to get the cows into the main part of the corral. The only problem is I need to be able to put some hay bales in here, at least 1 or 2, just to get them started. And I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I can figure that out. I got time. It's too steep on that end to get in, and it's too steep back here with all the snow we have. So I don't know how it's gonna happen, but you know, sometimes you just kind of figure these things out as you go. But what I kind of had in mind was, oh, that's deep. That is deep, deep, deep. That is deep. The dog's floating on top of it. So he had no problem. What I had in mind was gonna probably be 2 truckloads of cows. I'd bring the first truckload in, have a couple hay bales here for them to settle down in the corral while I go up and get the next load, which will take a couple hours. And by the time I get back, these first animals would be calmed down enough, now I'm on top of the crust, that I could lead them down into the main pasture and have a bunch of hay there ready for them. So that might still work out, but if it doesn't, I think we'll probably figure out a way. I just don't want to have a situation where the cows are dropped off in an unfamiliar place. They don't know where home is and they just take off, go down the road or whatever. I don't want to be chasing cattle around, so just kind of get them introduced to this really slowly is probably the best way to avoid problems like that. So only thing I gotta do now in this, or immediately, is I gotta shovel out all the snow around these 2 gates, and I gotta get them broke free from the ground and then get them back to here so I can close this area up for when they come. And then I'll figure out how I'm gonna get those hay bales. I bet I can come up from down here. I bet it's not gonna be that bad when this freezes. Right now I'm getting stuck, but I think when this freezes back down, I'll have a little better traction. I didn't expect any of this time of year, but cattle like this only come up for sale here maybe once every couple of years. So it's a good opportunity. And I think they're gonna be, they would be some pretty good cows. we are getting cows. It is official. So we got to get things ready here. We agreed to purchase 20 Angus, black Angus cattle. They're cows. They aren't guaranteed bred, but they should be bred. They're coming tomorrow, 2 truckloads, 2 gooseneck loads. So we got everything kind of ready to go, except we got to put some hay here in the corral. Did a big snow clearing project, get everything out of the way for that. I was trying to fix my truck up to be able to transport them myself, but that didn't work out. I couldn't make the timeline, and these guys wanted the cows gone as soon as possible, and there were other buyers interested, so I had to just make it work and pay for some trucking. So yeah, this is the last step. I can't get up in here. I keep getting stuck in my tractor, so I can't actually get into the corral. So I just toss this bale over the fence, and we're gonna take the string off, tear it apart, and just kind of scatter it around here for when the cows get here. Now, I don't know how, these cows are fairly gentle, but they're probably not as gentle as what I'm used to. So they could come here and they're not going to know what home is, so I don't want to give them any reason to take off and run through fences or anything. So probably going to keep them in the corral for a while and just keep some hay in there to keep them busy in here, and keep them from wanting to go crazy somewhere. And then once they kind of get settled down, then we're going to move them over to this big area that I've got cleared out for them, where I've got a bunch of hay bales already stacked here. So this is a big deal. This is well, this is basically our life savings right now to pick up these cows. And no risk, no reward. You kind of got to make big moves sometimes when there's an opportunity. And you don't see animals like this come up for sale in my area very often. Usually not but every couple, 3 years maybe, because there just aren't a lot of cattle around here. So if you want to get anything, you usually got to travel for it. But these guys are getting out of the business, and so it's a chance to pick up some good genetics and some good animals that are pretty well adapted to this area. So we got, that's the spot I opened up so that I could get in here with my tractor to bring hay. And then I've got it fenced off with just a temporary poly electric fence. And we got a path in here, so they're gonna come right down there from the corral into this pasture. Went around in snowshoes and fixed made sure all the fence was up out of the snow, but as it melts I'll probably have to adjust. But there's enough snow in places here. I don't think the cows are going to want to just take off and run through the snow. It's going to be a lot of work, so hopefully they'll just kind of chill out and get at this hay. So I stacked a bunch of bales. I put a bunch of bales out here. I snow blowed all these paths around so I could just get out and scatter the bales out, and the cows will have a place to start where they can walk around. And I ran them up here so that our typical wind comes from northwest, and they're going to have this this trailer as a windbreak to get out of the wind and be in the sun, and that south exposure is going to be pretty sweet for them. For now, that's what we're going to make work. So we get all the bales kind of stacked here. This is some of my better hay. So yeah, this is something that it's not something that I would typically do. This is the 10th of March, and this is an atypical winter. This is like the warmest winter in at least a decade. So the only time we came close, I think, was 2012. It's 2023 now. So because it was starting to melt off quick, I was a little more willing to kind of take a chance here. These cows are due to calve starting in about a month from now. So they're early calvers compared to my herd, which means they may calve in some snow and some mud, and I don't like that. But I decided it was worth taking a chance. You notice I don't have any hay feeders or hay rings on these bales. And the reason for that is because I don't have a barn to put these animals in. And so what I'm gonna do is everything that I can to give them a good warm a bed pack to lay down on at night and stay warm and comfortable. So I'm gonna let them waste a bunch of this hay, and I typically would not want to see too much hay wasted. This is like I said, some of my best hay that I cut last summer. But I'm okay with wasting here because it's not really waste. It's gonna really contribute to keeping those cows pretty comfortable. And especially once we start calving, we're gonna need a nice spot up off the wet ground where the calves can kind of be born and do their thing. So we're gonna kind of go for it. It's like I said, it's not ideal. It's not how I would typically manage my herd, like we are out back where where our cows are. It's a totally different system, but it's just temporary. We're gonna get them here, we're gonna evaluate them, get them settled in, keep them quarantined from the rest of the herd for probably at least probably a month, maybe a month and a half. Make sure if they have any sickness or anything, that's not going to spread to our herd. And then we'll kind of incorporate them in with the rest of the cattle, and then they'll start their rebreeding this summer. Will be in line with the rest of our herd, so they'll calve in May and June like the rest of them. So yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna go up tomorrow morning and work on helping sort them out and load them up on the trailer and bring them down. So looking forward to it, and a little nervous, a little excited, but it's my family and I got to the point in this business. We've been raising cattle on a small scale for 10 years now, and I really felt like it was time to step it up a little bit and do something a little more. And so the opportunity to grow the herd came, and we're gonna take it. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna cut these strings, okay? Okay. And then we're gonna flake the hay off, and you're gonna bring it out that way. We want to put it out in the middle of this thing mostly, and then we're gonna bring it up to that corner, okay? Here, boys. I think that's good.
Now what do we do?
Now we wait for the cows. Well, I'm hauling water again, but that's okay. It's for a good cause. Been the first time in a while since I hauled water. But get the 275 gallon tank I just filled up at the house, and the 300 gallon tank here. And there's the new arrivals. So we just picked up and had delivered 2 loads of 10 Black Angus cows, adding to the herd. This is their first hour or 2 hours on the farm, and they're nice and calm. They seem to have settled in pretty good, but they ain't had a drink. My cow herd licks snow for water most of the time, but these girls I don't think are used to licking snow, so I ain't gonna force it on them. And they're bred for a calf in a month, and so we're gonna just kind of give them some water and go from there. They got a spring that they'll have access to once it melts off, but it's still March and it's all under the snow. So I'm just gonna run the hose in here and we'll see if anybody shows up to drink. See if we get any water out of it. There it goes. There it goes. Got a little rig set up here. I get a bunch of these. I don't know what I paid. I didn't pay much for these, but they're just, I think this one was windshield wiper fluid that was in here at one point. They're okay. They're kind of junk. They come apart and stuff, but they're good for this type of work. So we get some water going in there. Well, let's go take a look at the cows. You probably want to see the cows, huh? We cut 20 out of a group of 45, 20, yeah, 45 approximately. So they were actually a really uniform group. There was one slipperfoot in there that we called out. There was one that had a calf still with her, late calf, called her out. There's a couple others that were maybe a little flighty. They kind of darted around when we were moving the group, so we got rid of them. But pretty much when we got the rest of them in here, in the barn where we bought them from, I mean, they're very uniform. At least to my eye, they were pretty uniform, so I didn't really want to get too picky. I just pretty much cut the first 20 that I found that were willing to go and looked good. So here they are. I think they range from age 3 to the oldest might be around 10 years old, something like that, 10 or 11. There's a couple that have brands. They came from Nebraska all the way to northern Maine. And I think they came as heifers 9 years ago, maybe, something like that. They haven't been tagged lately, so most of them don't have tags or lost tags. They're a nice group of cows. Yeah, that's a branded one. That's an older cow. Some guys want to have all young heifers or young cows or heifers, but I figure the older cows have pretty good genetics because they had to stick around in the herd for so long. Pretty uniform. It's pretty deep body, not huge cows, pretty small, moderate frame, which I like. The last of the group, they always get a little bit nervous. Don't want to be left behind. Here's a branded one. We don't brand cattle here in Maine. It's not a very big industry, so but out west, a lot of places they got to be branded. What are you doing, honey? You're left behind. You left behind the rest of the herd. See if they figure out. Oh, I think they're gonna figure out pretty quick there's water there. That one's she's been rubbing on her butt. Looks like she got lice or something there. We get that occasionally in our herd too. Not a big deal. And you can see they've been sitting down and laying down in manure. They won't have that here to any great extent. They're gonna have a pretty clean bedding here. That'll probably go away. God, I think they're nice looking cows. These are not culls. I guess you don't never really know until you have them for a while. But it's okay, sweetie. It's okay. The ones I've looked at udders on, the udders look pretty good. The feet look pretty good. Yeah. Hey, sweetie. Hey, sweetie. Yeah, you're probably thirsty. It's okay. It's okay, girls. Alright. I'm gonna just sit here and get to know you guys. That's what I always like when I bring in a group of cattle. It's nice to sit down and just kind of be there with them and get them comfortable with being around people, being around you, as opposed to the previous owner.